Hey guys, here again with another fun melee spec for Rogue and Storm Legion for level 60. Now, this is, as you can tell, 61 Assassin, 15 Nightblade. You fill up Assassin completely, no explaining needed there, and 15 Nightblade, you put them in the normal spots. Burning Rage, Blazing Fury, and Coup de Grace. Now, this spec is very bursty. Before I even get into the spec, rotations, whatever, just note that I've tried Puncture and Jagged Strike in rotation, and it's only like a 200 DPS or so increase when standing completely still and no mechanics to avoid, like on a dummy. Practicality reasons, like I've tried it in a dungeon and other places. As soon as you're out of range and you cannot get that, your Jagged Strike or Puncture on the target in rotation, you're back to square one. So for simplicity's sake, from all the testing I've done, you're actually better off sticking with your main spam macro and your Impale and Final Blow. Now, for your poisons, your buffs, you can have 3 of them up in this spec. Now, for PvE, it's going to be different than PvP. PvE, what I like to use is Lethal Poison, Malicious Poison, and Virulent Poison. Now, for PvP, you're going to want to swap some of these out with, like, Debilitating Poison and with Leeching Poison, more PvP orientated. So, and also with your main spam macro here, you're probably going to want to throw Disassemble or Foul Play into your main spam macro so that you can disarm them and stun them, so you can just shank the shit out of them. But you can throw those in at your own discretion. As for the main spam macro, it is cast Assassinate, cast Threat of Death, cast Serpent Strike, cast Poison Malice, cast Backstab, cast Savage Strike, and cast Leaping Plunge. Now, you're going to want to stay behind the target as much as possible with this build because quite a few of your abilities benefit from being behind the target. You get a big damage bonus from being behind the target, or like Assassinate, you have to be behind them to use it. Some of them you have to be behind them. So try to stay behind the target as much as possible, and you will be set. So other things to note with this spec, you got Hidden Veil, which delays breaking of stealth from damage taken for 15 seconds. So you can stealth and hit Hidden Veil, and instead of damage popping you out of stealth, you can just avoid being popped out of stealth. Or like if you're in a war front and you don't want someone's AoE to accidentally clip you when you're trying to stealth into enemy territory there, you can just hit Hidden Veil until you can get behind them and start shanking them. You also got Slip Away, which is like your Vanish if you're used to the World of Warcraft sub-rogue, and you got Enduring Brew, which is a personal heal for 3,800 health. So yeah, the Leaping Plunge, the thing I like about that is that it has a very long range on it. It's 30 meters, so you can be pretty far away and just charge right in and just start, shanking stuff. So, I mean, I like it. It gives it some more mobility, and it's just an extra thing to put in there. And it, if I remember right, it either gives 1 or 2 combo points. I can't remember exactly. It gives 1 combo point. It hits for, not a substantial amount of damage, but it's something. It gets you back into the fight and gives you a little bit of damage on the target and a combo point. So it's definitely worth having it. So other things, sidesteps. The Subsoul here, I have sidesteps more or less for PvP. You can change that to Rift Stalker if you want Shadow Shift for like dungeons or PvP too, I guess, if you want to get away from shit. Your 0-point soul is really, dependent on what you want. So the DPS with this is very energy starved, but the DPS is like 8.5k DPS, self-buffed. It really depends on how energy starved you are. But if you got like a rogue here with Fervor helping you out to parse this, like I did last night, I had a guildie here helping me with that. I sustained around 8.5 minimum DPS, 8.5 to 10k DPS I sustained with this build. So it's pretty stabby. So it's really fun. Anytime you get a chance, you're gonna want to stealth. Use your abilities. You're going to want to use your Impale here first, 5 combo points, and after that, you're just going to use your final blow, finisher, until you need to refresh your impale. So that is all the rotation is. So spam the macro and hit impale first, and use your final blows after that, and you're good to go. And my DPS is really fucking shitty right now because Tempest Bay decided to give me like a 2-second leg spike, so fuck that parse. But anyways, yeah, so do the build, try it out, and have fun with it, and I'll see you later.